So the prices of TVs are like constantly changing all the time. And I've done quite a few reviews this year and spoken about some of the prices of some of the new TVs that have come out this year. And everything I've said about price up until now, on the most part, is completely irrelevant. It just changes constantly all the time. So in this video, what we're going to do is actually break down how some of these prices have changed and how so many of us have just missed out on loads of money because we might have been a little bit too keen. Now, to make this sort of a little bit simpler and easier, I'm just going to be using Amazon. The reason is I have audience in the US and the UK, and Amazon sells to both of those. For example, places like John Lewis in the UK or Best Buy in the US, they only sell in their respective places. If you guys have found a great deal somewhere else, just let us know about it in the comment section. Don't put any links though, because they will just get automatically blocked. So just put down where you found it and what TV it was and what price, and we can sort of all help each other out. So this video is all about OLEDs, primarily because that's mainly what I've reviewed on my channel, and there's so many LCD TVs, I'm not really going to get into it. There are other OLEDs that I'm not going to cover. I'm mainly going to cover the big three, and that is LG, Samsung, Sony. So I think we should probably get started. We're actually going to start off with one of the most popular TVs so far this year. Tons and tons of hype about it, really sort of new technology, and it should sort of blow people's minds, and that is the Samsung S95B. Now the Samsung S95B is meant to be one of the sort of most forward-thinking TVs this year. It's QD OLED, new technology, quite expensive, probably one of the most expensive at launch, but let's see what's happened. So first of all, there are only two sizes of the S95B. There's a 55-inch and a 65-inch. In the US, you can get it now about 18% off, and that is just under $1,800, which is an absolute bargain. That's probably the same price that you could get the C2 when it was new. And this is for sort of a better TV. It's a much brighter TV. It's got sort of better colours and better colour gamut and everything like that. And a lot of the same sort of gaming features too. Now, if we look at in the UK, it's even better. So in the UK, you can get yourself this TV for just under £1,500. That is an absolute bargain. Really, really cheap, really, really good value. Now if we bump up to the 65-inch, that is obviously going to jump up the price. It was $3,000 for a new one when it launched. It's now only $2,200. Again, absolutely crazy level of discount. And now if we look in the UK, that's now £2,200. So actually very similarly priced in the UK and the US. Obviously, conversion rates make it better value in the US, but in the UK, the 55-inch is the better value one. Moving on, so we'll start off with the LG C2. That's TV that I've actually had and done a review on. Tons of different options in terms of size as well, which is going to be really annoying to have to go through all of them, but we'll do it anyway. So we'll start off with the smallest, which is the 42-inch, a new size for LG's OLEDs. Not had a 42-inch before. Look, works quite well as sort of like a gaming monitor or something like that. However, we'll crack on. It was much more expensive than people thought it was going to be. A lot of people were hoping it'd be under $1,000. It wasn't. It actually came out and launched. It was about $1,400 and about the same in pounds. It's actually gone down quite a lot. So in the US, it's not as good. You're saving about $153. But in the UK, it is now under $1,000. You're getting about 30% off. So it's £979 in the UK. Absolute belter of a deal. Moving on up to the 48-inch, that was about $1,500 new, and you're saving about $100 again. That's what, $1,396. If you go for the 48-inch C2, it's only £20 more than the 42-inch. So if size matters, which for a lot of people it does, and you want something that's a bit bigger, you're not paying a lot more for a bigger TV. That being said, most people who want the 42-inch want it to be small for a reason. Despite getting an absolute ridiculously good deal on the 48-inch, it is £20 cheaper if you want the monitor version. So even though the 48-inch is much cheaper, you still might want the 42-inch, and in which case you're going to save yourself 20 quid. In the US, again, you're not saving as much money for some reason. It's still about $1,400. So only about sort of $100 off, if that. Not the best discount on that one, so do bear that in mind. Now, when the 55-inch came out, it says differently on here, but I remember it being around about £1,800. That is now gone down to just under £1,400, £1,371 it says there. In the US, this is where we're actually starting to see a bit of a discount on these LGs. That is now $1,600. So you're saving yourself, what, about $200? Again, not as much as in the UK. For some reason, we're getting fantastic deals on these LG OLEDs. Moving up to the 65-inch, that's actually saving you about $500 in US. So actually, a pretty good deal there. In the UK, it's actually a little bit more. Again, that was about £2,700 in the UK when it launched, and it's now just over £2,000. So pretty good deal. So you're saving yourself about £650, which is really good. If we go up to the 77-inch, again, you're saving yourself about £350. It's not an absolute massive deal compared to some of the other deals you're getting. So you save yourself about $300 in the US. Not too bad. And then up to the 83-inch, I don't think you're saving yourself anything in the UK, but in the US you can save yourself about $350. So some fairly decent deals there. By far the best deals are in the UK for the LG. We're getting a really good deal on the 42-inch and a really good deal on the 55-inch too. Okay, so now we're going to have a little look at the LG G2, which is a better TV than the LG C2. It's actually their flagship model, so it's got a heatsink, it's got a sort of flush back. It's a better TV than the C2, and I'm emphasising this for a reason. It's not actually that much more expensive. It's ridiculous the deals that you can get on one of these, so I will explain. So first of all, we'll start off with the 55-inch LG G2. In the US, this isn't that much cheaper, I don't think. So saying the list price initially was $2,100, and it's now gone down to just under $2,000, which is about $100 off, which is all right, I guess. But in the UK, for some reason, we're getting some absolutely mental deals. This will only cost you £1,600. It's meant to be £2,400 brand new, so £2,400. It's now £1,599. That is mental. That's only £100 more expensive than if you were deciding to go for the LG C2 55-inch. It's a no-brainer. What a deal that is. Oh my word. For anyone looking at an LG C2, before you do anything, have a look at what deals you can get on the G2, because it's not that much more expensive, but it is a much better TV. All right, and we will move on to the 65-inch. Now, in the US, the 65-inch is actually about $200 less, so you're getting a bit of a better deal. It's now on at $2,796. Over here in the UK, the 65-inch is going to cost you £2,449, which is a whopping £800 less than it cost initially. That is mental. £850. No, £850. That is an absolute ridiculous deal. Some of these deals that we're getting, what's going on? Guys, if you're looking at buying a TV and you're in the UK, do it. I'm putting all the links down in the description, by the way, so follow those. All right, we're going to move on to the 77-inch. In the UK, that's going to be just under £4,000, £3,919. Again, you're saving yourself about £500. Pretty good deal, to be fair. And then looking at the 77-inch in the US. So in the US, on the 77-inch G2, you're saving yourself about $400, which is pretty good. So it's now it was $4,200. It's now looking at about $3,800. I literally can't even find the 83-inch on the UK. So there we go. Let's have a look at the LG C1. So this is last year's TV. So this TV is actually about a year and a half old now. Still a fantastic TV. Not quite as good as the C2. And now that we're getting some pretty good deals on the C2, it's definitely that's becoming a little bit more worthwhile buying. However, it is a lot cheaper now to go for the year-old model. So let's have a little look. 48-inch C1 OLED, £823. That is very cheap. A very good buy if you're after it. In the US, you're looking at about $1,100, slightly more, $1,137. So pretty good deal, but again, UK deals, it's absolutely ridiculous. In the US, the 55-inch, again, you're looking at about $1,200 for the 55-inch. Oh, okay, this is probably a better one, actually. So 48-inch, oh crikey. Be careful where you buy these things in the US, because some of the links, like on Amazon, I just saw the 48-inch C1 for what I just said. But here it's also now saying $1,700, which is ridiculous. Don't buy that. That's a terrible deal. 55-inch, that is $1,200 or $1,200. In the UK, the C1 55-inch is about £1,100, about £1 less than that. So good value. 65-inch, you're looking at just under $1,900 in the US. In the UK, you're looking at about £1,600. That's good. Good value. Again, UK, we're doing very well with these LG TVs. Maybe it's Brexit, I don't know. Topical. I'm not going to go through the 83-inch because as much as some people buy them, it's such a small amount of people. I'm sorry if it's you, but you can just Google it yourself. All right, let's have a look at the Sonys. Now, this is where we're not going to see that many deals, I don't think. You do see some, but it's nowhere near as much as the other TVs. So, A95K, there we go. So we're going to start off with the A95K. That's their QD OLED. That's Sony's top-of-the-range OLED. Okay, Sony 65-inch 4K Ultra HD TV, the A95K. In the US, you can save yourself on the 55-inch a whopping nothing. It's still £3,000. Amazing. In the UK, funnily enough, you can actually save a bit of money. Started off at £2,700. It's now just under £2,500. So a bit of a bonus for anyone living in the UK. I'll tell you what, with the healthcare and the lack of gun violence, the UK is looking like a great place to live, especially with the TV deals. Moving up to the 65-inch, we do get a discount of about £200. It was £3,500. It's now £3,300. Happy days. If we look in the US, the 65-inch, again, still £4,000. Sorry. Sorry if you live in the US, but at least on Amazon, you're not getting a fantastic deal. And the only one I'm going to go for now is just the A80K. Now, the A80K is basically the main comparison to the C2, probably. You can probably compare it to the G2 as well, but I think the G2 is probably more teed up to face against the QD OLEDs. So let's have a look at the A80K. Does look like we're getting some deals on this one, so that's probably a bit more beneficial to you guys in the US. A80K. So we'll start off with the 55-inch. In the UK, you can save yourself a whopping 6%. So it was £1,899. It's now £1,779. So a deal. It's not the best deal. It's not as good as some of the other ones we're getting, but it's a good deal. Still a deal. Any money is good money. That's a terrible lesson. That's a terrible, terrible life lesson. No, not any money is good money, but any money off is good money. So in the US, the 55-inch is actually a fairly good deal. It was £2,000 straight off the bat, $2,000. It is now only $1,500. So a whopping $500 off on a Sony OLED. What a deal. That's a good deal. Let's move on to the 65-inch. 65-inch in the US. Again, you're saving yourself about $500. It's now just under $1,800. That's my fake American accent slipping out there. And in the UK, we're looking at, for a 65-inch, we actually get a fairly good deal here. So it was £2,900. It's now £2,300. So probably better value in the US by far, but it's still a deal, I guess. 77-inch. Okay, so that is £3,900 originally in the UK, and it is still that. There is no discount at all. So there we go. And in the US, we're looking at, for the 77-inch, you pretty much got $500 off of all of the Sony OLEDs, so happy days. So guys, some absolutely mental deals. I hope this video has been helpful to you. With the price of energy and everything like that going up, if you can get a deal, happy days. I mean, obviously the best way to save money would be just to not buy a new TV, but come on. So, but it does go to show, guys, if you decide to wait a little bit, you can save yourself a lot of money. And I'll be honest with you, these deals might not be the last deals that you see. Obviously, we've got in November Black Friday coming up, so if you're looking at getting something before the holidays, that could be a good option for you. Just wait until then. So guys, there are some absolutely fantastic deals to be had out there. Probably will save a little bit more money coming up soon with Black Friday and everything like that. But just remember, if you want to see what the live prices are today, not today for me, but today for you watching this video, go click the links in the description and you can find out exactly what the prices are where you are. And remember, do comment down below with any deals that you guys have seen or had, and I will see you in the next one.